Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of RK Football. And of course, it is me today, Matt, and we have Stuart, and we also have
Hey
a
guys.
brand new podcaster here. We have Josh with us. He's brand new
Hello.
to it. How are you?
Yeah, very good.
Good,
Very
good,
good.
good.
Yeah, I
So,
think I'm quite relieved that Premier League football is back next week, to be honest.
yes,
But
Oh, are we all?
yeah, but two good England wins, so yeah, looking forward to talking about that today.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna be good.
it's getting yourself psyched for international breaks when there are only games like these is a bit difficult. But we have a
Hmm.
duty. We have a duty.
Oh, sure.
Yes,
We must.
but our duty today, we have decided we are going to create what we think is the 26-man squad going to the United States next summer. Now we are right. We are right in what we choose. Okay, no one else's opinion matter. We are right.
Oh,
But
but basically, if Thomas
go
Tuchel
on.
doesn't pick our squad, then basically he's like, he's basically like he's a fraud and he's rubbish. Basically, is that what you're saying? If he doesn't pick exactly the players we pick.
Like, why have you justified this player being there?
Oh god.
So I was thinking, what we'll do, with each of us amalgamated our own little squad, and then what we're going to do is basically fight for a reason why certain players should be in it, and then at the end we'll have our 26-man squad. Okay, so
Sure.
this should be quite interesting, I believe. So
Yeah.
obviously we are going to start off with the most important position of all, the goalkeepers. I think it's pretty obvious who is going to be not only in the squad but also starting for England at the World Cup next summer, and that is Jordan Pickford. I think it's fair to say, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Goes without saying.
there we go.
I'd actually go as far to say with Pickford, is there an argument for him being one of the best ever England goalkeepers?
Oh, I think that if you base it off of what he's achieved with England alone, I think that he is definitely in an argument with Gordon Banks. He's definitely
I
in that
agree.
sort of argument. But
Until you
if
win
we're
something, I
basing it
think.
off of overall career,
Hmm.
no, I don't think so, because you've got the likes of Peter Shilton. Um, wasn't Peter Shilton part of the squad that won the um Champions League with Nottingham Forest? I'm sure he was the
Yes.
keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was the first
yeah,
£1 million. Was he the first £1 million? No, £500,000 goalkeeper or something. Like, yeah, he
yeah.
broke a
Might
record,
have
didn't
been.
he, for the time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like you've got him. You've obviously got David Seaman, who won league titles as well.
Sure.
I think if Pickford done more at club level, there is an argument there for him to be considered
Yeah.
like the greatest all of a sudden. What do you think,
Yeah.
Stu?
I think it's more of a situation when you what generation like you're looking at. It's like, until he wins a major international trophy. I mean, you'll be very bold to sit there and say that he's better than Horner Manx or like
Yeah.
won the World Cup. That'd be. I mean, we do like bold opinions here, but that'd be a very bold one. That one would be. But until he's won, but like if you can say by like the last 20 years, you could probably say yeah, he's probably the best England goalkeeper we've had, because it's never been out of all the discussions about midfield picks, who's going to be up front, who's going to be wingers, we've never had to think about goalkeepers for a very long time, because Pickford's so reliable and so consistent that you don't. Have to, it's basically if you done a list about who's in goal, like Pickford, okay, move on, let's go to defence. It's all sorted. You don't have to worry about it, because he's been so good and he's saved our ass so many times in big games for England. But if we all help, and 2026 we win the World Cup, then and he's a goalkeeper, then maybe we can have that comparison discussion. But basically that's 20, like, probably 20 years, or probably like the 2000s ish. Definitely the best England goalkeeper we've had.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah. No, I think so. But who else? Because there's obviously 3 goalkeepers that do end up going. Would it be fair to say I've said Nick Pope as my second choice, and then I have said James Trafford as my third choice.
You're not going to put Dean Henderson?
Oh, I didn't think Dean Henderson.
I mean, I thought
Yeah.
the goalkeepers would be quite straightforward. I thought it'd be Pickford, Dean Henderson, and Pope. Wouldn't that
What
be
have
the
you gone
most?
for? What have you gone for, Josh?
Well, Do you know what? I'm more aligned with Stuart's thinking on this one, but I'd actually have Dean Henderson as number 2 keeper. I think Dean Henderson is in better form than Nick Pope. I think Nick Pope's start to the season's been a bit iffy for Newcastle.
His last 2 performances have been a bit.
Henderson's form, not just this season, but back into last season, has been absolutely fantastic. So I think for me, it would be Pickford, Henderson. I think James Trafford needs to play a bit more for City to be considered to go for me. I think he's a good ball-playing goalkeeper. I think that's one thing he has got over the other 2. But I think for me, as it stands at the moment, I'll be taking Pickford, Pope and Henderson.
Okay. I think that the decision has been made there for that one. I was thinking Trafford was going to be in, but I didn't think of Dean Henderson. So my bad, people, my bad. But
one more thing about James Trafford, just really quickly. How annoyed must he be? He went to City thinking he'd probably be number 1 choice. Did quite well in the first 3 games, and all of a sudden Donnarumma comes in on deadline day.
Yeah.
If I was James Trafford, I'd be really annoyed about that.
Yeah, I think that it's got to be the move of the summer that the biggest anti-climax probably going, because he went there probably thinking, oh my god, I'm going to be part of a successful City team, in his head dreaming of these things, and he still could be, but he ain't going to be a starting keeper at that. He's like, you know what I mean? Like that's.
Oh sure.
I mean, he's left now, so it's finally has that. He kind of finally has that. Was it pick now? Because obviously he's finally left after winning everything but doing nothing. It's like the footballer's dream. That.
You know it. Yeah.
But no, I think. Would you say if you went in January to maybe someone back to Burnley maybe, or someone got first team football and had a good run there? Do you think that would change?
If James Trafford has to get the minutes, and obviously he does get the minutes, then Nick Pope probably does drop out. Do you think that Nick Pope now, his spot in the squad could be taken for granted? Fair to say?
No, I don't think so. I think if you look at his performances this season, I watched him in the West Ham game the other day. He went one in his near post. He's made a couple of errors like that this season. I think if James Trafford has a move in January, and I think if he plays regularly, plays well, I think he's in over Nick Pope.
Okay.
I think Pickford and Henderson are absolutely 100% definitely in for me. Pickford obviously number 1, and then I think it's Pope at the moment, because and the only reason being is because Trafford's not playing, and Ramsdale you can't have because he's not playing at all, is he, for Newcastle? So
yeah, okay, all right. So we are agreed on Pickford, Nick Pope, and Dean Henderson at the moment. Yeah. They're now down. Yep. Right. Yeah. Cool. We have our goalkeepers now. Defenders, am I right in thinking there is 7 or is it 8 defenders? I'm sure it's 7, because you've got two centre backs, and then obviously your wing backs, and then you normally have a backup.
Well, it would be 8, wouldn't it? Because obviously you got a back 4, and then you got the backups for the back 4, so that'd be 8, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So but that depends if you don't do a thing where you bring players that can play centre back but can play in other positions. So just in case maybe, but I've put 8. But there's no rules there. But I'm just thinking, just a doubling up thing. It makes sense. But it all adds up to 20. It all adds up to 26, I think. So I think we've got the numbers, so we're fine. But yeah, I think it's 8.
So who would be your starting centre backs for England? Who's your choices for there? What do you think?
I think it was Gay. Was it? Sorry, mate. Gahey and Stones, I would say. I think they're the front 2 for me.
100% agree. I mean, I don't think that's even close, is it? I think Gahey's having an outstanding time at the moment for Crystal Palace. I bet Liverpool are gutted they didn't sign him, by the way, but that's a conversation for another time.
We'll get him at some point. It's all
I'm sure
There's no panic.
Sure you will. No, Stones and Gahey all day long. I think they're by far the best 2 English centre backs at the moment.
Do you think that Stones gets the credit he deserves for what he's done for England over the years? Like he was our starting centre back in the 2018 World Cup, and no one really talks about him. They always talked about Maguire and the scrutiny that he got, but no one actually praises the consistency of John Stones in this England side. I mean, we're going to 2025 World Cup, and he's still our starting centre back there. Like, that's insane. I think
he's an outstanding player. I agree, actually. I don't think he does get the credit he deserves. I mean, look at his taking away his England career, which is great enough. Look at what he's done for City. I mean, he won 6 league titles for City, won a European Cup, won a couple of FA Cups. But he's outstanding. Yeah, I think he's brilliant. He's by far the best English centre back, and Gahey is definitely his partner.
Yeah, I think Gahey's definitely got to be the second centre back. Whether after this season he'll be still a Palace defender, we have no idea. I don't think he will be, but we'll see where he ends up. Probably at like some random side in Europe. No, I think he's going to end up somewhere else in Europe. I really do.
Okay.
He's a Chelsea boy. Came from our academy, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
We like taking your academy graduates.
You do, yes, you do. Thank you. And you also like taking players that we sell. Again, Salah, thank you.
Hey, but apparently we get the best out of the players. But anyway, but that's a discussion for another
go. Yeah, that's for another one. Anyway, so now in the latest England game, the other starting centre back was actually Dan Burn. Now, surely he's got to be another one that goes. I think he's not having the most spectacular of seasons, but what he brings is that aerial threat when it comes to defensive work, and also in the corners as well when we are on the offensive as well. So I think surely Dan Burn's part of this, isn't he?
I mean, I would pick him personally. I mean, I think it's just I mean, obviously it is always good to have obviously I guess in Harry Maguire is probably not going to be included in any plans for the near future, I assume. So we do need that kind of aerial threat in that kind of set piece position. But what I also like about again, he's another player that can play different positions. Yes, he's centre back, but he can play left back. He can play like other positions when we need him. I've seen him start for England on like the left or sometimes on like either 1 or 2 games. So it's been kind of discussed, and Tuchel kind of likes those kind of players that plays in more one position, gives him a bit more variety. So but yeah, I think he's a sure. Again, the question is, if you don't bring in, who would you bring? Who else would you take to replace him?
So I have a different opinion on this. I wouldn't take Dan Burn at all.
Really? Okay.
No, I don't think his form's good enough. I mean, I'm very much a player when it comes to England. You play unless there's the odd exception here and there. I think for me, you've got to be playing regularly and you've got to be in good form. And I think Dan Burn, yes, he's playing regularly for Newcastle. Yes, he's versatile. He can play left back and he can play centre back. I don't think his form's good enough. For me, the other 2 centre backs I'd take Harry Maguire. I actually think his performances for United this year have been pretty decent. Not only that, I think he's a leader. I think he's great in terms of a set piece goal threat as well. And I think he's also very used to the England team and the surroundings. I'd take Maguire, not to start, but as backup.
Like the international experience.
I would definitely take Maguire. Yes.
Okay.
And I think actually, my other one I'd pick Konsa. I think Konsa's had a good season for Villa. I think he's always played well in the England games that he's played. And actually, if we're talking about versatile players, he can also play right back in an emergency as well. So I think for me, Stones and Gahey are the starters, but Konsa and Maguire are the backup.
Oh, would you agree with Konsa? Just let's quickly get that one out of the way. Do we agree with Konsa? I do. I think
he's when it was seeing the centre backs, it was like the first 3 that I got was obviously Stones, Gahey, and Konsa. That was the first 3 because it's like nothing they're set. It's just now
3. We've got the 3. Now the 4th one. This is interesting now. So personally, I'll say why I think Dan Burn. The reason I think Dan Burn, I think that, like I say, he's got that aerial threat going forward, but also defensively he has it as well. I think that he has that strength at the back as well that he offers too. Yes, his form hasn't been particularly great for Newcastle this season. I do think that, I know you like you say this too, he does play at fullback, but he doesn't play well at fullback, I don't think. Like, he was exposed in the last game against Bournemouth with the pace. If he comes up against someone like, say, a Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, who's someone else, Elise, I think he would just get teared to shreds. So I think as centre-back, he offers more, unless we go with a back 3, which I don't.
No, I wouldn't go with a back 3. I also think Maguire's better on the ball than Burn as well.
I mean, has he been in the squad? Like, ever since Tuchel took over, has like Harry Maguire been in the squad? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Because obviously, that's my thinking why I might not take him. You know, because obviously
not as far as I can remember. Not as far
Yeah.
as I can remember. I just don't think. I'll be honest. I just don't think that Burns' form has been good enough this season. But it's a tight one, isn't it? And hopefully, because they're backup centre backs with perspective, we won't have to play them that much. Hopefully, Stones and Gahey can stay fit and firing throughout the tournament. But I mean, it's tight. I'd take Maguire over Burn.
Okay. I think you've been outvoted here, though. I think I think it's going to be Burn. In terms of centre back, so we've got Stones, Gahey, Dan Burn, Konsa. Yeah, you do make a fair argument. International experience, I think, is a very big thing on his side. I do think if he were to go, this would be his last tournament. Like for England, that would probably be it.
And by the way, I think Tuchel's going to agree with you both and take Burn as well. But I think, no, it's an interesting one.
We've been given the squad already, mate. We've got it here. Right. Now another. So the fullbacks. Now this is the bit that's going to be quite interesting. One I went for, and I've got a feeling that Josh is probably going to agree with me on this one, given he's a Chelsea fan as well. I've actually gone for Reece James as one of them. I think that he has now consistently shown he's now those injury like inconsistency in his like appearance making has now seemed to have dwindled, which means he's getting the minutes under his belt and he's looking a lot fitter than he has done before. So I think that he'll end up in.
Reece James. He's number one right back for me. He's in great form. I think with Reece James, it's just about keeping him fit. That's the thing with Reece. But no, he plays. He's playing. I think the last few games for Tuchel, wasn't he, for England as well? So
and also for Chelsea. I'm assuming when he was manager at Chelsea, I think could you say Reece James was at his best when he was on Tuchel, or was that?
I would say so. I also think Maresca's managed him extremely smartly in terms of giving him his own fitness regime and his own training program. He's barely injured now. We've got far more injury-prone players than Reece James these days. But no, I think his best form was probably under Tuchel when he was a young player still, when he played at wing back. That was probably his peak. But I don't think he could do that now. I think he's a very different sort of player. I think injuries have dictated that. But no, Reece James 100% goes as number one right back for me.
Over Trent. If Trent
as number one.
Okay.
I hate to say
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing one out there because he was, let's be honest, one of the best right backs in the Premier League for a number of years when he was here. Obviously, it's not quite working out so far with him at Real Madrid, but you can only imagine the minutes will come later in the season, and depending on how far Real Madrid go in the Champions League, he might squeeze in. Does he?
I can see Tuchel not taking him personally, because obviously he has criticised him a little bit publicly, and he's kind of it feels like when it comes to the style of, again, he's more focused on getting the style of play working than he is about getting big names. So if example, if Reece James works in his system, he's not going to sit there and test Trent. Yes, you could sit there and say, well, maybe you can put him on, as we always say, as a substitute when we need to defeat a good cross or something like that. But I just think if you're looking at it from a system, Tuchel system, I just don't think Trent would work. And I just don't think where else you can put him, because we experimented with that in the last tournament. We put him in midfield, and that didn't go very well, did it? So
I think I think you can take Trent. I think I understand what you're saying, Stu. I think in terms of Tuchel's system, you're absolutely right. I think someone like Reece James definitely suits Tuchel's system more. However, if we all agree that Konsa's going, Konsa can play right back if needed. I think Trent gives us something very different, and he's got a unique set of qualities that nobody else has. I mean, look at his dead ball space. I've not seen an England player who's as good at the dead ball since Beckham. I'll be very, very honest. I think he gives us something different. For me, I'm taking James and Trent with Konsa as that backup if needed.
Yeah. Okay. I think there is a couple of players I do think that are very good dead ball, especially in the last couple of years. But I do think Trent is definitely very good at that sort of thing as well. So he's definitely a player that offers a lot more attacking, attacking wise and passing, brilliant too. What about Nico O'Reilly? Does he make your squad? Do you think that he's going to squeeze in there?
I didn't. For me, again, I'm going to jump straight in there. He doesn't just go. I think he's number one left back. I think one of England's weak points is left back. I don't think there's a real. Like we had Ashley Cole, didn't we, when we were growing up? Ashley Cole was one of the first names on the team sheet. I don't think we have that at left back anymore. I think it's a tight one. So you've got Lewis-Skelly as well. Like Lewis-Skelly is
he
done
needs
very
to get
well
the minutes.
for Arsenal. Not played as much this year.
Get the minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nico O'Reilly definitely goes. But I think he's number one for me. If he keeps doing what he's doing for City, I think he's number one. But he definitely goes. 100% he goes.
What about was it about Livramento for Newcastle? Because you can play both right and left.
I
mean,
I think Livramento does offer something for England, but I've got a feeling. Put it this way: if he was to break into the England side and get into the squad, I think that he would have had the most insane next 5 months of football. Break into the England squad during the international breaks, and then all of a sudden he like scrapes in. I'm not sure. I don't see him on the plane personally.
Okay, I just think again. I know I keep going about like was it versatility and kind of like players that play in different positions. Again, it's just another option because obviously, if for example, if you are taking Trent, obviously the right back position, you'd be like, okay, cool, that's 2. But if you don't, then you need a lot of like maybe centre backs that can play, or left backs that can play in that position just as a cover. I mean, obviously they got obviously Kwanzaa played in that position in the last game, and obviously I think he'd done quite well.
I didn't think of Kwanzaa actually. Yeah, that's a shout. Do you know? I actually think he will take Livramento. If you look at Tuchel's first few squads, Livramento was in every one. I think he played Tuchel's first couple of games, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Do you know someone that we haven't thought of that I would actually consider taking? It's a real. It won't happen, by the way. I'm telling you now, it won't happen.
Okay.
Do you know who I'd actually take? I'd consider Tyreek Mitchell at Crystal Palace.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
I
think he's very consistent. He's an excellent defender. He's not bad going forward. He's banging form as well. He's playing in a real solid Palace side. It won't happen. But I'd consider him. I think he's a really good player.
I mean, he is in the top because obviously I did obviously you saw I done a little bit of like kind of use stats and kind of like at the moment he's the best statistically best right. What was it? Best was it fullback? One of the fullbacks of the Premier League so far. So and I'm saying so if you go by that form, yeah, I would say so. But again, you probably are right. It probably won't. If he was going to pick him, you would have to keep this form up and maybe in the internationals in March, maybe might get in. But yeah, I mean, but I'm not against that. I think he deserves a look. I think he wouldn't surprise me if Tuchel does give him a shot. I would say because he seems like the kind of manager.
And if you're taking Trent and Kwanzaa, as I keep saying, can also play right back, I don't think you need Livramento. Do you know what? I'm going to really go bold. I'd actually take Mitchell. He won't take Mitchell, by the way, but I actually think he should. The way he's playing at the moment, if he carries this on, I'd actually take him.
Reece James, are we agreed he's going?
Yeah.
So he's on there. Are we going with Trent as well?
I think you've got to take him. I think he's got unique. He's not the best defender, as Stu would probably agree with me. But he's got unique qualities. I think he
would have agreed 6 months ago.
Well, I sit there and say with Trent, he's not as bad as everyone says he is. But he's obviously his qualities are better in the attacking sense.
Yeah.
But defense is not his strong suit, but he's not as bad as everyone has been saying for the last couple of years. But yeah, sure. I think this is the kind of situation at the moment. If I go by form and how he's playing at the moment, I wouldn't. But again, I wouldn't be surprised, as we've said before, where he'll be at Real Madrid and he'll fit in, he won't be injured, and he'll just work, and then he'll be getting assists, and he'd be like, when we get to that point when we have to pick the squad, I wouldn't be surprised if you pick him. But I'm just going by now. I just don't think. I think there's just more informed players than him, and there's more adaptable players that would fit into that role. Just if like James did get injured, then he would be at the moment. But
do you know what? Usually, Stu, I would agree with you in terms of informed players. I just think he has such a unique set of qualities on the. I think for me, you got to take him as backup.
Okay.
I do think he'll play a lot more for Madrid in the second half of the season as well. I'd be surprised. He's been injured, isn't he? He's out for a couple of months, isn't he?
Yeah,
Earlier in the season.
He was, yeah, he did get an injury, a bit of a setback, definitely. But the thing is, he's got Carvajal in front of him, one of the best fullbacks of the last 10 years. So it's very difficult to dislodge someone like that. But if you're going to choose someone, you'd probably pick Trent as someone who could possibly do it. So let's just see what happens there. But so we're safe on Nico Riley as well. Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Very happy with that one.
What about like a name individual? What about Spencer? You know, one plays Tottenham. I think he's played a couple of games for.
Yes, he has, hasn't he? Spence.
But would you? But here's the question: would you take him? Because obviously, I think he does again the same problem. He plays both roles as well. I think right and left. But if you take Livramento, would you need him? Because obviously,
I don't think. I know what you're saying. I don't think that Spencer will go. I think he likes Livramento. If you look at his first few squads, Livramento was always in. I think Livramento is a better player than Spence, to be honest, as well. I think Spencer's doing okay, but I don't think Spence will go. I wouldn't take him personally. I don't think he's okay, but I think we've got better options.
Yeah, I just put a name out there because I've got a list of like names like I haven't put in, but I had to talk about. Spencer was one of them. So, but I do agree with the Livramento. If he's fit, he's not. But just had to put the name out there. Just
No. I think if Livramento's not fit, I think Spence might go. I think that's one to watch. Definitely.
Or Mitchell, like you say, but I think so. Yeah. I think that. So we've got so far we've got as our fullbacks, we've got Reece James, Nico O'Reilly, Livramento. Who's the fourth? We need one more. Who's that fourth one? So we've got two right. We've got one right back.
Yeah.
And then two left backs. Got two left backs. Who is the?
My vote's Trent.
Your vote's Trent.
But then the only problem is it's like. Where's the right? But again, it was all come about left backs. We have got a bit of a shortage of right backs in this country as well.
I think I am going to agree with Josh in this one because Trent has to be going because of the qualities he produces. I'm going from the perspective of that he's a very versatile player, and if we were to have Reece James get injured, then I think someone like Henry Konsa could then go into the right back role, meaning Trent can still play in that more advanced role. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see. I mean, again, this is the situation. I'm not sitting there going to be like there's been many times like the hill to die on, like oh my god, because obviously as much as what my feelings towards Trent have definitely changed since he's left, but I can't deny that if he was in the squad, we'd be better for it. But I'm looking at for.
And actually, what I would also say as well is we're going to play against a lot of teams in this tournament. We're going to play a low block against us and try and frustrate us. We could do with maybe Trent's creativity in those sort of games.
Yeah, I mean, again, it wouldn't surprise me if we do this list and then we go back but just before the actual pick and we go and we see Trent's topping assist charts, being amazing. You'd be like, yeah, okay, makes sense.
How did you doubt it? Why did you doubt it?
but my opinion is just at the moment I wouldn't. But then I can. But I guess if you go by, we're going by hope of it probably will turn it around, so it's fine. But it's not a hill to die on. I'm not against the idea of Trent in the squad.
Yeah. There is one player we haven't mentioned at all, and he is actually a centre back. We didn't mention him. I'm happy with our picks at centre back. So if he does go, I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'd be. I didn't see that coming. Trevor Chalobah. He played against Albania yesterday, so he's an outside shout maybe.
I like Trev. I really, as a Chelsea fan, he's Chelsea through and through, isn't he? I love Trev. I don't see him going. Another player we haven't mentioned is Levi Colwill. I mean, there's a chance he'll be back before the end of the season.
I think that he would have to have one hell of a run with Chelsea to get in the England squad now. I think that the injury is really set him back now. So yeah, I think also he's got to dislodge a partnership at Chelsea that seems to be working with Fofana and Chalobah.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard rumours he's back in March though, so we'll see. But I'm happy with our picks, to be fair. At the back.
Okay. So we've got John Stones, Gahey, Dan Burn, Konsa, Reece James, O'Reilly, Livramento, and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds fair.
Excellent. Right. Midfield. How many we how many we got here? So at the moment we are on 11 players. So we've got another 15 that we can choose from.
I think we've got. I think I've got 8. Was it 8 on midfield? But obviously a lot of those positions, obviously the attacking midfield bits. But I don't know. I mean, obviously again, it's the same old 2-2-2, isn't it? Like if you got 2 for the each. So I will. But then it's 3%. I don't know. I mean, it probably say 6, maybe 6 to 8, maybe.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it might even be like 9. I've even got a feeling it's got to be 9 because then that would leave you with 6 attackers. All of a sudden,
I've got 8 in my midfield.
You got 8. Okay, we'll stick with 8 then. We'll stick with 8. But like some of them, we can probably argue, are they attacker or something like that? So yeah, we'll obviously make decisions now. The one player we need to speak about, actually, especially after what happened yesterday, and he is going to be going, let's be honest, you can't not take him, is the star man of this entire England squad, Jude Bellingham. Like, he has to be going. But is he a guaranteed starter for England?
I mean, he's kind of worked his way into it, hasn't he? Because obviously we all had this discussion before those 2 games. Was it last 2 qualifying games? And obviously, whatever. Again, I get it. As always with the spec, was it media? Where some guy looks like he's upset, and there's a little bit of thing he might be upset. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's frustrated, this and that." But then you talk to him, and you go, "No, I was just really annoyed. I went off, and that's it." But in performance-wise, he's definitely earned his way into. He's definitely got his place back. So obviously, was it what was he playing, like Eze or Morgan Rogers in that kind of position? And it and again that was working well as well. So it's an interesting one because obviously it could be a situation with him. It's like who we're playing. Could it be one for playing a certain type of team? Maybe put him in there. It's like, is he a guaranteed star? He probably will be, but I don't know. But I think he's as you say, he's definitely on the plane. I think.
He's definitely on the plane. I don't agree he's a guaranteed start. I don't think Tuchel likes him. I don't know if you saw his press conference yesterday. I don't think he's a
stinks, I think.
Yeah, Bellingham is a quality player, like absolute top dog footballer. Guaranteed starter. I'm gonna actually. I don't think he'll start. I don't think Tuchel likes him, and Tuchel, unlike Southgate, has got the to actually make that sort of decision and not start Bellingham in a big World Cup game. No, he goes, yes, but he's not a guaranteed starter. I think, to be fair, the number 10 role is an open race. There's so many top quality players that we've got. Like it's ludicrous the amount of talent we've got in that position.
Yeah.
I thought his reaction yesterday when he came off was petty. It's just get off the pitch. You won the game. Exactly. You're 2-0 up. You've had a good game. There's just no need for it. And when people should be talking about what a good professional performance it was, because Albania aren't a bad side. I actually think they're a decent side. The game's won. Just get off the pitch. Because now, rather than talking about what a great game Bellingham had, they were all talking about his reaction when he walked off the pitch. It's just so unnecessary. He doesn't need to do it. I mean, he's experienced enough now to know better, in my opinion.
And to be fair to a game that, let's be honest, wasn't you want to get the clean sheet, you want to get the record, but in the consequences of in the long term, it's not exactly a matter. It's not a massive game in a sense that it's defining our qualification campaign because it's already been secured. So getting frustrated over something as simple as just to being taken off in a kind of match that doesn't mean anything, but kind of doesn't mean as much is a bit strange, in my opinion. I mean, it's like you got minutes, you played well, you got a good performance, but then you get annoyed because you get taken off. It has overshadowed it a little bit, but I mean,
Did you see Dan Burn and Phil Foden go walk up to him as well when he was coming off? They were probably saying to him, "Look, mate, the cameras are on you. Just cut it out. There's no need for it." Yeah. He played really well, though. It's a shame because his performance was fantastic.
I think that the thing with Jude Bellingham is that he's so good that, for me, if you're playing someone like, let's try and think someone that's going to be at the World Cup. If you're playing someone like Egypt or like Paraguay, I don't even know if Paraguay could be at the World Cup, but just say, for example, they may be. I'm going back to when I was younger and I always thought they were. But if we're playing a team like that, I don't think he starts. He may start, but I don't think he needs to start. But if we're playing someone like Spain, France, Brazil, he has to start. For me, he has to start. But that depends on who is in the squad for me. Because if this is just a opinion I'll throw out there, if Cole Palmer comes back into the Chelsea side, plays as well as he did when he broke on to the scene at Chelsea, and as a unbelievable season like he did, and how he plays in the big games, I suddenly sit there and think Jude Bellingham may not start for England as much as people may think he will, because why would you if he's not a what you call a so-called team player? And that's exactly what Tuchel needs, is team players, doesn't he?
Thomas Tuchel is a big name manager. Like he makes big decisions. He's the manager. I remember in his first couple of games at Chelsea, brought Hudson-Odoi on at Southampton at half time and took him off after like 15 minutes because he was fed up with his performance. He's not afraid to make those big decisions. I honestly, at this, unless Bellingham shows an improved attitude around that camp in March, I don't think he starts. I really don't. Tuchel is I think he should start in terms of his quality as a footballer.
Oh god.
But Tuchel is the sort of manager that will say, well, you're not behaving how I want, you're not going to play. So I'm not sold on start.
Well, it's the system, isn't it? Okay. It's basically because obviously what he's come out as is saying he's not going to pick players for being the star power. He's going to pick players that work for his system, and obviously that's what he's done in the last since he's been charging. It's obviously worked out brilliantly. Obviously since he finally got it going, but but again, I think I kind of agree with Matt there with the situation of like depending on the game. But then again, as I said, we've got so many good players that play in that attacking midfield. Just like it's like if you like, I wouldn't. I know it's like it was actually tough trying to put them all in. Like sitting there going, I had to jot one. It's like, no, I just take another one. Oh, I'll take another one. There's so many good attacking midfielders we've got. But playing that number 10 well is ridiculous.
I think in terms of number 10s, I think my opinion is if Palmer is back and he's fully firing and he's fit for Chelsea in the last 3 months of the season, he would be my first choice of number 10. Not because I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm biased or anything. I think he's the best out of those when he's fully fit and firing. I think if that's not the case, then for me, Bellingham is the best pick in terms of the quality of player. I just don't think Tuchel's going to start him. I really don't.
Do you not think that Eberechi deserves a real good shout if he continues to play how he does for Arsenal? Because I actually think that Eberechi this season has shown that not only is he a good signing by Arsenal, he is so crucial in the big games this season so far for Arsenal that he could be like that. Tuchel could look at him and go, he could be the difference maker in those big games. And that's the sort of player you want in your team.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of him personally ever since. Obviously, I mean, it's just like, I mean, he's one of the players. I mean, I remember some debate when I bring him up. So, he's amazing. Everyone's like, why are you bringing him? Like when I said he should start for England, everyone was like, why is he like? Why? And I was like, no, because the guy's brilliant. I've seen him in like in friendly. Was it? Because obviously, where I come from, Crawley and Palace play all the time, and he starts, and obviously, just when you see him up close live, you're just like, this guy is so good, and it's just like. So, like, if I'm saying, like, you could put him there, but obviously he can play on, I think it was on, he can play on, like, left, I think, as well, and he can play in that kind of, if you wanted to, you could put him way back in the centre midfield if you want to be bold, but we would have to have so many lack of options to do that. That would be a very bold decision, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts as well, because, again, the last 2 games he's put him, and he's performed quite well in the last 2 games. So, I mean, I think about Jude, it's like, I think it's like if his attitude doesn't change, I agree. Like he won't start. I think and Cole Palmer again. I'm not against that because obviously when he puts on England shirt, he's always delivers in my opinion. So I'm not against that either. I mean, it's just but then it's like it's a win-win for everyone because there's so many good options.
Can I actually make a serious point? Is it actually a guarantee Eze gets in the squad? Is it actually guaranteed?
Yes.
Do you reckon?
For me, yes. I would say my 3 attacking midfield, like my attacking midfielders there would be Bellingham, Palmer, Eze. I think Morgan Rogers I would take, but I wouldn't use him necessarily in that position because he seems to be quite good at cutting in from the flank sometimes.
So I like Rogers as well. He's played him apart from yesterday. He's played him for the last few games, isn't he?
And he can play across.
Surely good.
Kind of can
Go on.
play across the entire. Like we could play right. You can play basically attacking midfield, right, left. You can play
Yeah.
like you can play pretty much all of us. It's like again, I know I keep repeating myself, but like he's the kind of you can see why he likes him because he can utilize him in the way he wants if like to
Yeah.
like adapt to like different teams and put him in different positions. But yeah, I mean I would. But then obviously there's obviously the big question obviously that's going on is obviously what about Phil Foden?
I think Phil Foden needs more of an attacker, so we'll
I was
worry
gonna
about
say that,
we'll worry
yeah.
about him in a bit.
But he's more.
Like,
But he's,
I think
is he more of a number 10?
I personally I think that you lose him at number 10. I think you lose his quality at number 10. I think he's a lot better in the attacking, in the
Okay.
like front three. I think he's a lot more lethal, if you will.
That's interesting. That's a bit. That's very interesting point.
But he's
I
but then
actually always
thinking
thought of
about
Foden
it,
as a 10.
Yeah, I
oh,
mean,
I mean,
and
for
he has to be.
yeah. Sorry, my view
There
on
you go,
the 10.
mate.
For me, Bellingham, Palmer, and Foden are all better than Eze, in my opinion. And I think Rodgers and Eze, I think it's 50-50.
But again, it's form, isn't it? Like if we're going by form as well, Eze's like absolutely been outstanding for Arsenal. The first 10 games. It's like it would be so cool for a player to play that good and then not like yeah, maybe not start. You can have that debate, but like to not be in this he's got. I personally would take him. But then you got Morgan Rodgers as good as well. It's
I think
this is
that
so hard.
like for me, like when you look at that middle three, so because it's going to be a midfield three, whatever it's going to be. One of them. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll just throw it out there because I'm pretty sure we are.
Oh.
Declan Rice is in that midfield.
Oh yeah, he's a guaranteed starter. That's pretty much. But then the question is who goes next to him. That's the question. But I mean, I know my pick, but be interested what you guys think.
Oh, I've got mine, Anderson. I think that partnership works really well.
Oh yeah, I am saying agree with that. Like, I mean, obviously, Matt will probably know of many podcasts. How many times Anderson? I literally literally said that
phrase every week.
Yeah, because it's true. Like, it's basically like it's for the first time in a very long time that midfield two, the midfielder, because we've been struggling with that for ages, trying to get the right combination, and it felt like finally just like was it Anderson? It's like it's like it just fit right in. It just works, and it's just finally like you don't sit like you would have thought like maybe we'll try him out in one international game and he'd be right, and he just slotted right in the first two games. He's like, there you go, that's sorted, that's that position done.
There you go. But yeah, so if it's Rice and Anderson as your two behind the attacking midfielder. Like I think those two are nailed on starters. I don't think I heard some people because I was listening to some other podcasts on this and just see what other people think as well. One person said, "Oh, so you don't lose Bellingham. What you could do is you could put Bellingham into the midfield alongside Rice and then have Palmer there instead." And I was like, "But you're talking about one of the best midfielders in the world, and you're playing him out of position, which Tuchel doesn't like doing. Like he will not do that." So
and also Rice is like I know people think he's kind of defensive minded thing. He's an attacking kind of player, to be honest.
He is. Yeah.
Like so like the idea if you've got the good thing about Anderson, he's like he keeps that calmness when he goes forward. Because we haven't had that kind of person for a long time that's very good on the ball and can open up. So it makes Rice look better. And that's the problem.
I'd say something else about Anderson. He's so aggressive. I've watched him play a few times for Forest. I think he's a brilliant player. Yeah, I think actually Rice and Anderson gives the best balance to the team. And Tuchel, we remember Matt from his Chelsea days. He's all about balance, isn't he? Having the right balance in the team. So you have Rice and Anderson all day long. Like Bellingham, no way does he partner Rice.
No.
I mean, thankfully this video is not based on the starting 11 because I think we could really go on. But one thing we do obviously need to decide is we agreed on Cole Palmer and we agreed on Bellingham, yeah?
Yeah. Again.
So we've got 4 positions to decide, which means there's 4 more to decide. Is Eze and Foden the other two for the attacking role, or is it? Or exactly. Or is it Rodgers and Eze? I think Eze definitely goes. I think Eze
Yeah.
definitely goes for me.
Yeah, because you could use a cop out. Could you sit there and say, well, he plays on the other wing, so like put him on the wing sections, and but you still take him, but then kind of put him
Yeah,
in the middle.
exactly.
But then again, but then that's a cop out because he hasn't been playing that for Arsenal, so that'd be a bit harsh on him. But it's tough because obviously, I just don't think it should be unfair Morgan Rogers if he like doesn't take him, because I think again he said he really likes him, so I think he'll take more people that's more or less more informed, but obviously more that fits the system, as I keep saying. So, but then I wouldn't want to leave him, but I don't know. I mean, we've got the 2 down. I mean, but then again, would you be bold enough not to take Foden?
I think you got to take Foden. I think Foden's form this season has been really good. I think he's
been
definitely
a lot better than he was last season.
Last season, if it was last season's form, I wouldn't be taking him. But I think this season, I think he's back to not quite to his best, but he's not a million miles from it. I think Foden's got to go. It's so tight, isn't it? Rodgers and Eze, he could flip a coin. I think personally Tuchel will pick Eze because obviously he's versatile, isn't he?
I think what you've got to look at there, and this is what for me is the reason why I take Eze. And I feel so like because Morgan Rogers has been talked about a lot, and when he plays for England, he's really good. He's really good as well. So, oh god.
Do you think he'll get in if, like, examples, we're not talking about Cole Palmer's bet, but obviously if you know the injuries do pick up and kind of the, you know, maybe the form doesn't pick up as much as we've seen like maybe the first season. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying you drop him, obviously, but like if that is the case, could you sit there and say, well, maybe he might take Rodgers over Palmer or somebody else, or do you think that?
I think if Palmer isn't in the England squad, it's because of 2 things. Well, and this is going to be kind of obvious when I do say it. One, he has picked up another injury, which like is hampered his season again, or he hasn't quite got back to his brilliant best. Like he hasn't got quite back to his brilliant best, and he's not going to offer enough for England in this tournament. That is the reason that I think he would not be in the squad. You can't see it happening when he comes back and he's fully fit. You just can't see it.
I know,
but there is every chance that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels like it just feels like doesn't feel right to like Morgan Rogers is such a good job for England, and then he's like for Villa, he's probably one even when they were still one. It's definitely by far one of their best players. It's like, and then he doesn't get in the squad. It just feels. I know it's like.
Do you know what, guys? I actually got on my notes here who I'd pick. You guys have actually changed my mind. I was actually going to go Morgan Rogers over Eze, but you guys have both convinced me. I actually would go Eze. And the reason I would go Eze is A, he's playing very well for Arsenal in a team that have every chance they could win the title. And B, he's more versatile than Rogers. I actually would go Eze as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like it's as I keep saying, it's win-win for everyone, isn't it? Because otherwise you're gonna have 2 one hell of a players. But it's. I think you got to take Eze because obviously it seems like he's again from how he's called him up. Yeah, and the way at the moment, no offense to him for like Morgan Rogers at Aston Villa, it's but like Eze has delivered for Arsenal last couple of games when they need him really. So yeah, you would sit there by now. Like now, maybe this might change. Maybe he might dip off, and we don't know. But at this point now, I say they got to take Eze. So yeah, definitely would say.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm actually going to I've agreed with Eze, by the way. I've agreed with Eze. So we have our number 5 pick in the midfield, but I am actually going to go for Morgan Rogers as the 4th choice, and here's my reasoning. The one thing that Tuchel has stood for is that he doesn't pick stars; he picks players that play in the team, and Morgan Rogers fits that billing. Like beyond belief. He's like the blueprint of that sort of philosophy, I think. He's not a player that chases the stars or anything like that. Another reason as well is that, like we have said, he is versatile, so he can play in a different position as well. I feel like with Foden, yes, he is back to the standard that we was expecting of him. Is there more he can offer? I do feel like he can. I don't think he's quite back at his brilliant best. And also as well, I do get that vibe from him. When it comes to playing for England, he has never produced it. I don't ever remember a game that he's gone, he was our best player on that pitch. I don't
It's
remember.
it's the old debate, isn't it? It's been a debate for the last couple of tournaments. To be fair, when you start, like, he's never looked. It's always like, where's his best position? Is it the number 10? Is it on the the
Yeah.
flat? Is it on the wing? Is it obviously? I think I might be wrong. Like, he did try out, like, maybe putting him up front and doing a false nine type situation just to mix it up a little bit. That might probably get. I mean, if again, versatility, if you got a guy that he can try a false nine to try and confuse the opposition, I could see him doing that. But yeah, I think probably. I think Morgan Rogers probably would be on the plane, but I don't know. Could obviously Phil Foden. But Thomas Tuchel is the kind of manager that would make that kind of tough call, wouldn't he? He'd just be like, "Yeah, see ya." I mean, it'd be definitely a headline grabber if he doesn't, he's not on the plane. That'd be a huge call.
It would be. It's like, do you take a fifth attacking player to fit him in? Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you take a fifth attacking midfielder, or do you save those positions?
I'd take Foden.
Defensive?
To be honest, mate, I'd take Foden because actually the one thing we haven't mentioned is he can also play false nine if Tuchel wants to try something a little bit different.
Has he ever done the false nine? No.
I'm sure he tried it in the last game. Like, I'm sure he came on and he tried to test him out with it. I'm sure. I might be wrong, obviously. But like, I mean,
he did it at Chelsea.
Did he? I remember doing that.
Havertz. I remember he.
Of course, yes, of course, yeah.
You could say he was at his best when he was playing that kind of position for Chelsea, wasn't it? Like, it really actually looked mildly. Well, he still was at Arsenal, to be fair, but but I mean, I don't know. I mean, should we say, was it to Jude, Cole Palmer? Would you say they're locked in?
Yeah, Jude and Cole Palmer locked in. Yeah, we're locking them in.
And Eze,
we're locking in as well.
Yeah.
So now it's between. So it's Palmer and.
Now it's the vote. Okay. Put it this way, it's one of those.
I'm definitely Foden over Rodgers.
You're definitely Foden. Okay, you're definitely Foden. I'm definitely Rodgers. I'm definitely going to go Rodgers.
I'm going to be the deciding factor.
Stu, just to let you know. No, there is pressure. No, there is pressure. Pressure's for tyres.
I get the Phil Foden situation, but I do with like Matt when you're sitting there saying that he's kind of the ideal blueprint for Thomas Tuchel. So like, if you were going to pick, and kind of he's more of a player that he could use in big games and stuff more than maybe Phil Foden. Again, the old debate would be, where'd you put him? I mean, this is probably not going to happen, but I can't see, like, Morgan Rogers just feels like he would work better, and I think Tuchel would favour that more than he would. Was it Foden? Because Foden he's still. It feels like to me, it might be. I think wrong. It's like he's still trying to figure out where to use him. Well, Morgan Rogers, he certainly knows how to use him. So he's more likely to take him than. But then again, it could be changed. He might go in the next internationals and then put Foden and figure it out, and it might take him. But I would personally go for Rogers because I think for Tuchel, I think he would work better.
Okay.
For his system, but that's not not downplaying Foden because obviously
this is the thing. We like, by the looks of things, we're going. The vote is going to be Rodgers, but we could easily be wrong here. Rodgers might not even be there, and Foden's definitely there all of a sudden. So
yeah, it's
very choice, aren't we? We really are sport for choice. We haven't even mentioned Gibbs-white, who's not. But I don't think he'll go, but he's a good player as well.
I actually would go as far as to say I think that if everyone is on point, like we're talking top form, everything like that, I actually think England have the best midfield in the world.
I agree.
I can't
totally agree.
I can't see a weakness in that midfield.
I mean, I have to admit, when talking about midfield, I think one thing we did miss, like, did we mention like kind of who's going to be the backups of the centre mids?
Well, we know we are going to do those. Don't worry. We haven't only done 6. We've only done 6. Remain calm, young Padawan.
I'm just trying to make sure we're on track. I'm just making sure.
No, you're all good. You're all good. So who are those picks? Who are they?
I mean, with Adam Wharton would probably be the one that everyone's kind of would probably would definitely be the one because obviously he'd be a good back.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be definitely good backup for like was it Anderson if he goes like something or like if it's different profile of team they're going against, he could put him in for a different game and stuff like that. So, but then obviously the question with him is the starter. Who would you put? Like, because would you go for someone a bit like more younger, or would you like, as I would put, probably because the experience might not start, but for the experience and how good he's been for Brentford, would you take Jordan Henderson?
Yeah, I probably would.
Yes.
I probably would.
Like I will be the first to say, and I'm so glad I've been proven wrong. I was the first to say, why in Lord's name is Jordan Henderson in these England teams still? I don't get it. And then the more the season's gone on, the more I've realised how wrong I was. Not only does he bring experience, he's still got that passing ability that he had when he was at Liverpool. He
yeah, Brentford
does definitely offer something.
I mean, some of the footballs he's done for was it on that counter with say carbon copy, but yeah, it's quite funny because obviously when he with Thomas Tuchel's their first England squad, everyone's like Henderson's like, what the hell is Henderson doing in there? Like the guy is.
By the way,
I think we all were. To be fair, we're like, why is he there? But then obviously, I guess it's amazing what going back to the Premier League. And then obviously doing where Brentford, you kind of go, yeah, makes sense. Obviously, we're not saying he'll start, but again, you want that experience in there to kind of mix because there's a lot of young guys in this team. If you sit there and you need a kind of bit more of that level-headed kind of knows how to get it done in that squad. But I mean, if you weren't going to bring in who you guys, who are you going to get? Any other names, or would that be the main one?
For me, that would be the main one. And by the way, just while I was on the subject of Jordan Henderson, I'll give you an example of how important he still was as a player. Look how bad Ajax have been since he left. And actually, there's a lot of. I remember Arne Slot saying before they played Brentford earlier in the season, Liverpool, that he heard lots of stories coming out from Ajax and from the Dutch media saying that basically Henderson, they miss him so badly at Ajax, he was their key player. So, and look how bad they were against Chelsea. They would die against Chelsea. So I think he's really important. He's a leader. He's got a great passing ability. He's got a good engine still. He's got he's a good football brain.
He goes
all day long.
You need that.
He goes all day long
in this team still.
Yeah.
And I think like Declan Rice and Anderson, we're agreed they're both the starters.
Yeah.
If one of them gets injured, Walton or Henderson is not a bad shout to have as a backup. Does it weaken that bit of midfield? Definitely. Like that's for sure. But then it's the experience that comes into play. And Henderson has been to Euro finals. He's been to World Cup semi-finals. So he has been there.
Yeah.
Like definitely having that.
He can do a job for you. He could do a job for you. And when you got squads like this in tournaments, you need players that you can go and do a job for you. And definitely Henderson's proved that over his whole career that he's one of those players that can do a job for you. So he's definitely a guy like if things go wrong or you need someone to calm it down, put Henderson in there, he'll probably do a job for you. So, but yeah, I mean, it's funny. I just find it Finn. I thought that'd be like I would have to, hill to die with that one. I thought that'd be like have to not defend it.
But I can't believe we actually agreed. It was amazing. But one player, I do have to mention one player who I actually think is a real shame he is not in this debate because of how well he played at the last international tournament for England and how good he could actually end up being as a player, and that's Kobbie Mainoo, a player that went to that World Cup, was brilliant, and Ruben Amorim just doesn't seem to want to know, which is a real shame. And I really do hope that in January he can get out of Man United and get a good move somewhere. I really hope so.
It sounds like I can see. Again, we might be a weird one just because I think how good Sunderland are. I can see them like maybe going to like one of the promoted sides. Maybe he can get like a good start, or maybe like a mid-table side or something like that. I think he needs that, but I don't personally get why Ruben doesn't. Right? I mean, I don't know if it's attitude or something. He just doesn't.
Do you think it's because Casemiro is now starting to get that rhythm back in his game again, like as well? Do you think the players that he's choosing instead starting to play well? So it's sort of like you might be a good player, but things are going well at the minute. So if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just don't. It's really sad to fall from grace at the moment because this guy was supposed to be like this. Said the last tournament, he was so good for us. Like I think when we put him on against, was it when we took Trent off and we put him on, and it's just like all of a sudden our team kind of works for a little while, and then it didn't. And then but then it was a good. It's quite sad. Sometimes you look at players like that, and you just like one bad new manager, one bad thing could go wrong, and then all of a sudden your career's, in the toilet. But again, it's the same with Western Trafford we talked about. Like again, one good move, a long move maybe, or move away, and all of a sudden, I mean, if he wants to, he can maybe go to Italy because apparently everyone that goes to Italy becomes these like world class world beaters. So maybe he can go to Napoli and become
Are
like
you talking
Scott
about
McTominay. Yeah, I mean, he was in the Ballon d'Or discussion. That's absolutely crazy. Like,
But he was
he
that good. That's how good
and
he
I mean,
was.
it's not he
Insane.
deserved it, but I just found I
Yeah.
just that's thinking the player that everyone was like, oh, McTominay's this, he's that, he's rubbish and all that, and all of a sudden he's gone to Napoli and he's become one of the best midfielders in Europe. So, so maybe he needs to go to Italy. Maybe he mainly needs to go to Italy and just like rip it up there and he'll be back in England squad in no time. But
He needs
yeah,
to leave United. I don't think Amorim likes him, does he? He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna play regularly, is he? I don't think it helped. I saw him in a couple of games at the start of the season. Mainly, he didn't play particularly well, which probably didn't. I remember Grimsby in particular, he wasn't very good, so that probably doesn't help his cause. But no, he doesn't go. I don't think he's going to the World Cup. I think he's got to move him, and even if he does, he's got a lot to do.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. Another player you could probably put in there, and I think this one actually is a good shout for he could get in the England squad if he keeps playing well, is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like, because he's a bit of an animal in the midfield, a player that the thing is that I think that if you bring in Loftus-Cheek in, he's going to be a backup to Rice. I would personally say. So if Rice was injured for whatever reason, we need a player to come in, he's the sort of player I'd maybe consider because he brings the ball forward really well. His dribbling ability is fantastic, strength on the ball. I think he's a really good player, but if he is to get in this, I think it would be more because Henderson hasn't lived up to the billing as he has so far this season.
It's the same argument with most, like either it be an injury or his form dips, but like. But yeah, I mean, it never comes up. I'll give you that. Like, they don't really. You can't forget that he's not even in. He plays for in AC Milan, isn't it?
Yeah. So good
like,
side.
Yeah. Again, we've all got just all good players that are not working. Just go to Italy. Salia, that's what it is.
And also as well, he could be a wild card. What Loftus-Cheek, because Tuchel likes him. If you remember, he played Loftus-Cheek a hell of a lot at Chelsea. Conor Gallagher's another one. If he picks up form second half of the season, could he be in with a shout?
I would say no. I would say no because I think he a good player, but does he offer what Henderson and Adam Wharton offer? No, and that's what I think would then hold him back.
There's more quality. I think we've got more quality above him now. Like obviously last time it was like he was a very obviously that Atletico Madrid move's done pretty well for him, to be honest. I mean he's probably the best player. You got a good idea for him, but. Yeah, I get it, but I think there's just too many good players above him at the moment. Unless he has like all of a sudden like Atletico again the same thing. All of a sudden Atletico Madrid have this like catch up with Real Madrid, win La Liga, he's the top, but like has one hell of a season.
They just feel like that sort of team that could do that, couldn't they?
I mean the only team it has, but like except for the El Clasico clubs, but like but I don't see. I get what you mean. It's like it's quite sad to play that, but it's just so much quality in that position. I just don't see him. Unless he has a worldie of a season, don't think he's going to be considered. But still a good player.
I think the four central midfielders are, and actually I think these are our picks. I think these will be Tuchel's picks as well. Rice, Anderson, Wharton, Henderson.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We might actually have the England squad. We might actually be. Yeah. We might be spot on here.
Well, imagine if when he gets the squad, we're going to go through each one and said, we got that one right, we got that one right, we got that one right. Like, we're just like, too cool. Have you been watching our podcast? Because apparently you have, because you just picked all our picks.
But I think that, and to save blowing too much smoke up the, the England midfield arses here, but I actually look at the attacking talent that this England side have to offer in that midfield. And like I said earlier, it is, for me, the best in the world because if Bellingham gets injured, you've got Cole Palmer. If Cole Palmer gets injured, you've got Eze. If Eze gets injured, you've got Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is the fourth choice in that midfield.
And he's one of the best. He's one of the best Premier League players that for top probably 10, probably even higher if you want to.
And we're not even taking Foden.
I know.
Foden is incredible. Exactly. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. It's ridiculous.
I mean, again, it's another situation where have we had this kind of talent since the self-proclaimed golden generation? I think.
I actually think that we are now in the generation where these sort of players can be used better We are now like, because the problem with that generation, obviously we could go on for ages about it, but the problem was with that generation is that we were trying to play Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard in the midfield together. That was never going to work because we
then
had
put
to
Paul
have that play that give up the game.
Yeah, and then put Paul Scholes on the left. I think it's like that. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
That shocked me looking back, because obviously it was always a debate, but I was like, Paul Scholes, like, what you do? Like, yeah, but again, that was, I guess it was different then, because obviously tactics and kind of formations and how players work were different back then. Obviously now it's like more like,
it's more attack. It's less players playing the midfield traditionally now. Less players playing the midfield, whereas back then it was the two centre midfielders and then the right and the left.
Yeah,
we were very
more like...
stuck in our ways, England. Maybe it's a good idea we have Tuchel in charge.
Well, I mean, and the outrage. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be hilarious when basically, like, if he does go on and win the World Cup, everyone will be like, "Oh, he's amazing." It's like, yeah, but you were saying you didn't like him because he was German.
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly,
do you really care now because he's won us the World Cup?
I think he's a fantastic appointment. But we'll move on to the strikers now, and one player I don't think has to go is Harry Kane. You know, like, he don't have to.
Nah, I don't think he's probably one that out there. But, yeah, he's not like he's like if you could say the best striker, or maybe at the joint with Haaland. But yeah, we'll just leave him on the. We'll just leave him at home.
Leave it at home. We've got enough talent.
I actually would make an argument that Kane is better than Haaland at the moment. I think his stats are roughly about the same, but he does more than Haaland in terms of the overall game. He's more creative. He gets lots of assists
again,
as well.
It's
Haaland,
to be fair, it's that debate, and it's like, what do you want? If you want like more of a player that's more involved in the game, you would go Kane. But if you just want a person that's like, if he's 1-on-1 with the keeper, he's going to smash it, and you would go for Haaland. But they're both incredible players. But like, yeah, I mean, what's annoying is now, I think Norway actually going to be in the World Cup, and obviously for the first time we're going to see Haaland in a World Cup. Isn't that going to be crazy?
I know that you can't be drawn in the same group as another European nation, but I would be absolutely terrified if they went, oh, by the way, another European nation could be drawn in with you, and that ended up being Norway. I'd be like, oh, no. Like,
just be such England luck that. Yeah. Such England luck. We always get the worst luck.
But, I mean, we could get them in the knockout stages before we know, so we'll have to see how.
They beat Italy 4-1 away, didn't they? Last night,
they did.
Incredible result.
Yeah.
Donnarumma looked like a rank amateur when it comes to the goalkeeper. It's like one of the best goalkeepers, and then all of a sudden, I think I saw one of these ratings like pretty low. It's like, like Haaland just basically like say, well, I know you, so I'm just going to basically exploit every weakness you have and score. But it's
be like the training sessions every day.
I wonder. I do actually wonder that though, like, because when a player leaves the squad, leaves your team, or goes to play internationally, and they come up against you, like, surely that, like, the goalkeeper must, like, you practice against me every week, like every week, like, you know me,
like in a penalty, I'm probably going to go left more, I'm going to go right, I'm going to go down the middle. It's like, but yeah, I mean, let's hope that doesn't happen in the sense that we face it. But yes,
no.
Jokes aside, Kane's logged. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, Kane is. I would even go as far as to say, and I know people will not agree with this, because of some of the attacking talent we have had over the years. I think Harry Kane is the best striker England have ever had. I think
couldn't agree with you more.
If he
has to be,
is how far I'd even go. The reason he doesn't get the credit he deserves is because he has not won loads and loads of trophies. If he was at Manchester City and scored the exact same amount of goals he scored for Tottenham that he did, I think we're sitting there looking at a player who has won European Golden Shoes. He would have won the Champions League in that time. He would have done this. He would have done so much with his career, and then done the Bayern and gone what he did as well.
I mean, it was to really, again, it'd be the situation, because obviously the last two top scorers for England have been obviously Harry Kane and Ray Rooney, right? So it'd be a situation of like, would you? But then they're both, I don't not similar players, but obviously they're kind of very like kind of work for the team type players. But I don't know. I mean, again, I always very hesitant to do debates when it's like the best ever, because they're always going to get like, what about this? Like, would you sit there and say, like, same with Pickford with the last 20 years? Could you say the best striker they've had? Maybe, but
I think that
ever. Let's not go on the ever discussion, because we all know this is a slippery slope.
The reason I say it is because, like, if you think back, like, I find it hard to put an argument in for players that I never watched to actually play. So the likes of Jimmy Greaves, Jeff Hurst, those sort of players. I find it very difficult to make an argument for them when I never watched them play in 90 minutes. However, I've watched Wayne Rooney. You've got Michael Owen as well in that discussion too. Harry Kane, you've got Jamie Vardy. I'm trying to think of others off the top of my head right now. Ollie Watkins.
I mean, I love Vardy,
Well,
but that's kind of hilarious. You've heard of Vardy in England
Yeah.
discussion. I mean, come on. I mean, Premier League, you can
Yeah.
maybe have.
Oh,
you
God,
can,
yeah.
But like
Yeah,
in England, I mean, he got was it one or two goals and then he retired. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly, yeah.
so
I mean,
I don't think so. But
yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, but no, I think Harry Kane. He please, fans, if there's someone out there that you sit there, if you think Wayne Rooney is above him, obviously you've got Gary Lineker as well, of course, and Alan Shearer, like the two incredible strikers back in their day.
I mean,
But I think that with Harry Kane, he just offers so much. Like you said, Josh, he offers so much, the versatility in the way he scores goals. I think he's just brilliant to watch, and the stigma of people going, oh, he scores most of his goals from penalties. Have a day off, watch him play, and you'll see that this guy is an animal.
He scores all different types of goals, Harry Kane. All different types of goals. So I've got some stats here about Kane. So he's got 78 goals for England. So that's one more than Pele got for Brazil. Well, what a stat that is, by the way, just in itself. He's got us to 2 major finals. He was a top goal scorer. I think it was a 2018 World Cup, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure he was top goal scorer. I think for me, he's actually England's best ever striker. I can't. I know we obviously didn't watch Jimmy Greaves and Jeff Hurst and Roger Hunt and all those type of players. I think Kane is the best, and he's actually got a long while to go for me. I know he's 32, but he's not reliant on pace. So I actually think he'll probably play on for at least another 4 or 5 years at the top level. I think his stats. I think he'll get 100 goals for England before he finishes his England career.
I could see it. I mean, and also what a good thing is we talk about Tuchel. It's like I think he's finally got a manager that can probably utilize him at his best. Because obviously, obviously we all know Bayern Munich. Like this is like, yes, whatever that didn't kind of work out in the end, sort of. But like Harry Kane, we got the best out of him. So, and it's like, who would have thought with like a player that likes cutting in deep, coming in deep, collecting the ball from deep, and playing wingers. Who would have thought it? Like a guy that can hold that ball and then the wingers go inside, and you got actually pacey wingers. Gareth, what were you thinking? Like, come on. If you did that, it might have been a bit better. But come on. Like, it's like that's what it is now. We've got pacey wingers and he's playing on his strengths. And yeah, you could demonstrate it's the best Kane's look for England at least. And like he scored goals, but like performance wise in a while, I think.
He's in the form of his career, isn't he? I think I saw something the other day. I think he's got 79 goals in 75 games for Bayern.
Oh my God.
It's a joke.
Is he going to catch up to Lewandowski numbers? Because basically that's what Lewandowski was doing for a long time. And then
why not?
I think that's that would be a real achievement. I don't see it, but we'll have to see. But
I think he could. I think he's going to play for me unless he gets a serious injury. He's not reliant on pace. He looks after himself really. He's model professional. I think if he plays another 4 or 5 years, I think he will. I think it's doable. I don't think it's impossible.
Okay.
He's getting like 20, 30 goals a season, isn't he? Like it's like at the moment, like or even that, even more than that. It's like talking about.
That's not hard. Haaland does it every season, mate. It's not hard.
He's got
but Haaland's a machine.
26 goals already this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's gonna be. But yeah.
Who are your backups though? Who are your backups?
Who
do you think?
I mean, I put a random name out there just because I think he was discussed by Tuchel in interviews, and obviously he's kind of technically the most top scoring England player in the league right now, and that's Danny Welbeck.
Hey, Danny Welbeck.
Because I did say I think I saw an interview before the I think it was not the against Serve, the last home game, and I think he was sitting there going like he doesn't need to see him because he knows the qualities he has, so that makes me think he's seen Danny Welbeck and he's impressed. So, but then the only downside to that,
bring him in, wouldn't you? That's what I'm saying.
But then again, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be the obvious one. Was Ollie Watkins, wasn't it? Like if you don't take,
I think Ollie Watkins surely's on that plane. I think a fully fit Ollie Watkins. What?
Absolutely no chance. I mean, he's got 1 goal in 16 games this season and no assists so far. His
Okay,
form is going to have to improve dramatically, I think, for him to be on that plane. I mean, his performances this year.
Do you think it'd be the situation? I think I saw a video that we're obviously discussing. It said whoever's the top scorer between those two will probably get in. Like who's top? Like, so example, if like Welbeck stays like numbers and gets like 20, like it's possible. I mean, it's not like 15 and 16 goals, and obviously, and he gets it ahead of Ollie Watkins. You probably would take him because again, he gives you something. Again, it's another different kind of striker, and obviously, it's always nice to have someone that can actually score goals when you're in the problem. But then again, Ollie Watkins is like a different kind of player as well. But if you go by form, I would go Welbeck personally at the moment. I think if he keeps up this form, it'll be very hard to keep it not take him.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a name in there. By the way, this won't happen either. I'm going to throw a name in there. Mason Greenwood.
Well, I mean, the obvious reason why he won't, because obviously he's dual with stuff we don't want to talk about. Like, again, if you take away that stuff that we all know we don't really want to talk about right now on this podcast. Sure. If that stuff didn't happen, he definitely would have been up there as one though. They've hired, but there's no way, as you said, you were right. Like, there's no way that he
won't go
ever. No, because obviously,
surely
he's a PR nightmare. Even if you go by just by PR, like just basically like if you bought him, it's just too much distraction. And but yeah, but it's just
31 goals and 10 assists in his last 51 games. It's not bad.
The thing is, there's nothing to be sniffed at, but the problem is that I think that, like Stu's right, I think the media attention would be insane around that. So
the FA won't allow. Yeah, he won't go. I agree, he won't go. But I think his stats aren't to be sniffed at, though.
I think that
Go on. Another name that maybe, if he comes back to the Premier League, could be in with a shout is Ivan Toney.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think if Ivan Toney comes back in January, gets a good move, has a good last 5 months of the season, they score 10 goals in that time.
Yeah,
maybe, but I just think
I'm in for a shout. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a situation you would have to come back and be like I said, like topping the kind of like, obviously he's not going to be up there with, and no striker's going to be up there with Haaland and the top of the goal scoring charts. But if you've got to look at the best scoring England player, if he gets more goals, if he came into in January and then scores like the most goals of England player, you would say. But if he doesn't, then I mean, obviously it depends on what you think. Do you think I think Tuchel likes Welbeck, because as you said more, and obviously Ollie Watkins has been a bit on and off recently when it comes to in front of goals. So again, it might change. Maybe Welbeck fell off and then Ollie Watkins. But I would put Welbeck because I think he's on his best form of his career right now. And I think if he keeps it up, I would. And he gives another option, so I would take him.
I'm going to throw something out there. I actually think that Ivan Toney, first of all, his stats are pretty good. The Saudi league's not bad, by the way. It's a far more competitive league, I think, that it's given credit for.
Oh, you sound like Ronaldo.
No, I agree. I think it is. He's got 6 goals in his last 12 games. So he's got 5 in his last 7 league games. I was looking at this earlier. So he's got 5 goals in his last 7 league games. Pretty good numbers. I think he's definitely going to come back to the Premier League in January. I think he'll have a loan move, and I actually think he's going to be in the squad. I think he's going to be the one player that no one's thinking about. If he comes back to England, he gets 7 or 8 goals before the end of the season. I think he'll be in the squad.
Okay.
It would. It'll be one of the headline grabbers if he does. Like, it'd be one of those things if you drop. Like, it definitely would be.
I also think that other than Kane, of all the centre forwards we've mentioned, I think Ivan Toney is the best natural finisher as well.
True, but
and can take free kicks.
True, yeah, I'll give you that. But we have Declan Rice for that, and he takes insane free kicks.
Talking of penalty shootouts, I bet we get one, by the way, in the tournament. Ivan Toney is incredible at penalties.
Yeah, no, that's true as well. How can you leave out Ollie Watkins for me? Like I get your form. I do get the form argument there. Like 1 goal in 16 is not good. However, you're talking about a player who has been one of the best strikers in the Premier League for the last 4 seasons. His numbers when he does play for England, he does produce. Like, I don't think anyone can forget the semi-final against Holland when he scored the winning goal. I went absolutely nuts.
We all did.
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
I remember my little one was asleep at the time, and I just went nuts, and my partner was like, "Tell me the shush." No,
Win the final of the Euros. Like, please let me have this moment.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think that Ollie Watkins for me. Yeah, I would say this: Ollie Watkins goes, but his position is not guaranteed. His position is not guaranteed. He is one of those players that if 2 other strikers absolutely do really well, like say the likes of Welbeck or Ivan Toney comes back to the Premier League and does really well as well, then all of a sudden we are looking at 2 players that could replace Ollie Watkins in the side. I think that is a fair argument. I can't see a squad where Ollie Watkins is not in it.
I think if he can, even if this form continues, I don't see how he gets in the squad. He's going to have to improve his form dramatically for me. I mean, look at the form Welbeck's in, for example. Welbeck's in incredible form. Jared Bowen is, he's another name as well. I mean, he's been in loads of Tuchel squads. The way I look at it is, okay, Harry Kane is injured for the World Cup final, and we need an England centre forward one-on-one with the goalkeeper in order to win us the World Cup. For me, that guy is Ivan Toney. That's the one I'd want one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I think I'd back him to score more than I'd back the others to score. And for me, that's what it comes down to.
Okay. Well, Stu. What are you saying? What are you saying? I'll go with Ollie Watkins and Danny Welbeck. That's what. So I'm going to go Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins, Danny Welbeck. I am.
So you take 3 strikers.
Yeah, 3 strikers. Yeah. I'm selfish.
Oh wait, you want all to go, yeah, okay. Well, it's question is if you're taking 3, I would go same like Harry Kane, was it Danny Welbeck and Ollie Watkins, but I think it's just because of obviously how he's probably going to go with the whole, a lot of the wingers he's going to probably want, and a lot of that profiles and that. I think he's taking 2. I'd be sure. I'd be quite surprised if he takes 3. I mean, and obviously, if he takes, we're not taking Foden, but if he did take Foden, that's another option that he can try as well. Because obviously, I think he's planning. He's got a bit
in that way. He's like him in there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it proves that Thomas Tuchel is more of a risky manager anyway, so he's a bit more risky than Gareth because he's a bit more, by the books and. So we actually have a manager that actually could take risks. That's kind of nice, finally. But yeah, I mean, I just think by form, as much I get the Ollie Watkins debate. Obviously, for England, he's been really well. Obviously, we can't forget that Netherlands goal. I mean, we all went mental when that went in. But you can't I just think it would be Welbeck because obviously it's the old fine wine with become better with age. That the guy is basically his best form he's probably ever had at the moment. If he keeps it up, I think he's going. And but then I think if you're going to choose 2, I think it's Harry Kane and Welbeck personally, because I think Welbeck gives you something a little bit more different, maybe. Okay. But that's just my opinion.
I'd take 3. I'd go for me. I know you guys don't agree. I'm going Ivan Toney, and the other one, I think it's between Bowen and Welbeck for me at this stage. I'd probably edge Welbeck just because of the form that he's in. For me, I'm sorry, Watkins has got to improve hugely. 1 goal in 16 games is not good enough. He has to improve a lot, I think, to be in that side.
Okay. So who were the 2 strikers you said? Sorry, you said Ivan Toney, and who was the other one?
Welbeck.
So we're definitely agreed on Welbeck. So if we end up going for 2, shall we say Harry Kane and Welbeck?
Yeah,
is that what we're saying?
Sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Let us know your thoughts, guys. Let us know your thoughts on that one. That's an interesting one, I think. But that means there is still. So hang on. What are we up to? We've got. So if there's 8
wingers,
8 wingers. So We've got 8 wingers to choose from.
No.
we don't.
I
was
said
gonna
we're doing
say-
the wingers. I think it's 4 wingers because obviously you got 2 for each, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Yeah. So I think
Yeah,
we've
sorry.
got 4 more players left. I think to pick.
We've got 7. Oh, yeah, 7.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh,
But
We'll just pick it to see what happens.
yeah, we've got
Doing the
7
maths.
overall. We have 7 overall. We're saying 2 are nailed in, Harry Kane and Welbeck, which leaves 5. That leaves 5 or 4, depending
we'll
on if
just-
we take 3 strikers
Yeah,
or
so
2.
it's- Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So,
So-
what we starting right or left?
Saka.
Oh, yeah,
Saka, Bukayo Saka has got to be
That's
going.
nailed in.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
Yeah. Okay, Bukayo Saka. Who would be the other one? Bowen.
I think that's suit, but I mean, it's the one I would look off because obviously again it's the same as kind of Welbeck in a way. It's like he's a different profile, he's a different kind of player, and obviously again he's playing. He's probably the only thing that's keeping West Ham going right now at the moment. The only good player they've got at the moment. So, but yeah, I just and obviously he's picked him in a couple of squads. I think he's always produced something different when he comes on, and I think you need that in a squad like this. I mean, the only one I can think that might was Maguire, like was it the Arsenal? I think when he was playing, but then again,
he's
is
been a
he,
bit pants for Arsenal, hasn't he, recently?
I mean,
He's not been good.
well, he's been off. I think he's injured. I think so. I think he's like, but I mean, that's I just think of,
Yeah, but Medwakey will go. I mean, Tuchel before we
You
got
think?
injured was playing him. Yeah, he will. But I mean, Tuchel was playing him in most games. I actually didn't think he was playing badly for Arsenal. I actually thought he looked quite lively in the games that he played.
I think he doesn't have that bite with him at Arsenal. I think because he plays the same position, if I'm right in thinking, as Saka, doesn't he?
yeah, he's not getting that. Like, he's more
he's
rotation.
not getting the minutes. And if Saka keeps playing the way he is, he's not going to get in and get the minutes. And then for me personally, then he doesn't go.
Yeah, and also it's
Yeah,
just like
okay.
as you said, he wants players that play regular football, right? And obviously, there's definitely with Bowen, you're definitely getting that because they're not dropping him for West Ham, or they're gonna, Championship. Here we go. I think if they drop him, but yeah,
Tight one.
I would put Bowen personally. I just think you offer something different that we definitely need in a squad like this. That's a bit when things aren't going our way.
Yeah. Okay. Marcus Rashford.
Ooh, I think, yeah. I mean, there's not.
I would take him. He's got the England experience. He's playing really well for Barcelona.
He's killing it in La Liga. It's nice to see. It's really nice to see play like. Because obviously, first couple of games, everyone was like, "Oh God, he looks a bit." Then I think it was just after we saw them great goals against Newcastle. I think he's just been killing it ever since then. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. But the question is, who would you will go with him? Because obviously, I would personally like Gordon.
Yeah, I agree on both of those. Yeah, Rashford has to go.
Gordon.
7 assists in 12 games for Barca. Like he's banging form. Great assist last night, by the way. So what a ball that was. No, Rashford's got to go, and I think Gordon's very good backup. I don't think Gordon's an elite player. He's a decent player, but he's rapidly quick. And I think if you're
that Gordon's overhyped a little bit for you.
No, I don't think so. I think he's a decent player. He does well for Newcastle. He's rapidly quick. I think in a game where you need to maybe go on the counter attack for the last 20-25 minutes, he's a great player to bring on for his pace because he's rapidly fast. I think his end product's actually improving. He was very good in his last game for England, by the way, as well. I thought he had a good game. No, I think Rashford and Gordon all day long are the left-sided players.
Okay, all right. So we've got our left-sided and we've got our 2 right-sided players. Now, this is the question. Do you have 2 strikers and a 5th attacker on the side, or do you have 3 strikers and just the 4 we've got? That's the question. Now, I think, and it's gonna probably annoy some people that have watched and think like, well, what was the point of that debate earlier? But if we have 5, you could have Phil Foden in the squad.
It's a tough one.
I personally would take 2 strikes personally. I just think because obviously if Harry Kane, if he stays fit, he's not dropping him, and obviously, again, if you want someone to back up like in it, but then if you don't put Phil Foden, that false 9 thing won't work, and it's like it's very annoying. because I know he wants to use him that way, because I think that's what he works. His system works well playing that kind of way, as you've mentioned with Chelsea. When he was at Chelsea, done that kind of stuff. But yeah, but I mean, I think with striker it's not as important to have 2 or 3. I think because obviously Harry Kane is so good, he's so integral. If he's fit, he's starting most of those games. Yeah. So if you have just a backup for him, that'd be enough, I think. And it's more the wide players you probably want a bit more, reinforcement maybe in that position, maybe.
Okay.
I think I'm going for. I think he's going to go 2 strikers personally. I think that's what Tuchel will do. I would actually go 3 strikers. So for me, I would go with the 4 attacking midfielders, and I'd have Kane, Tony, and Welbeck as my 3 strikers.
And then you're going to have those 4 other players. So we agreed on Saka, Bowen, Rashford, Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah. And Madueke Bowen's a very tight one, but but I'm happy with Bowen. Bowen, to be fair, is probably more of a goal threat than Noni as well. So
yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. It's all down to me, the host. What are you doing, guys? That's not fair. That isn't.
Well, it's your responsibility. You chose to be the host, so now you have to make the final say. So it's no pressure, but basically, if you get this wrong, it could all fall apart. But no pressure.
It could all fall apart. I'm gonna go with Josh and say 3 strikers, but now this is where it's gonna get interesting.
You're gonna say Watkins, aren't you?
Well,
yeah, he is.
I'm going to say Watkins. Of course, I'm going to say Watkins. The guy produced one of my favourite memories as an England fan as well. Nostalgia and everything like that.
But the old saying goes, "What has he done for me lately?"
Exactly.
Yep. I mean, I like Watkins,
he looks good in claret and blue.
Those stats are not. Do you know what? Okay. Do you know what? If Watkins' form in the second half of the season improves dramatically, I probably would have him in there ahead of Welbeck. But on current form, 1 goal in 16 games is rubbish.
It's abysmal. It's abysmal.
And Villa are a good side as well. We create lots of chances, especially at home.
The thing is as well is that the thing with Tony is that if he was to get an England squad, it means that I think, like you say, he's moved to the Premier League, got the minutes, got the goals, and then made his way in. The problem is it a guarantee that he's definitely a Premier League side's going to want to take him on?
Oh, 100%.
For some reason, I have a weird feeling if there was someone that needs a striker right now, it'd be West Ham.
Yeah,
he's not
he did great for West Ham.
I don't know. I just when you were sitting there going, he's coming back to Premier League, I'm thinking, who would he go for? Who can't score a goal to save their lives? Oh, right, West Ham. So and they've been desperate for a striker that can score goals for years. So if they were saying we need to bring someone in, I think West Ham would be a perfect pick. But again, the problem with Ivan Toney is a lot of if buts and maybes, if you know what I mean. A lot of if he goes back to the Premier League, if he plays that. Where he is now, I don't see him being picked. But again, if he does, then different debate. But
by the way, if Ivan Toney goes to Everton, they'll push for Europe in the second half of the season.
Good shout.
He's much better than Beto and Barry.
Yeah. I hope so, because prediction wise, we all kind of put Everton high, so we want us to prove, want to make us look good, So yeah, definitely up for that. Yeah, so we all predicted that everything would do well, yeah. So I approve of that move. Let's go by that. We approve of that move.
Stu, you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna have to push this onto you a little bit here. I'm gonna stick with Ollie Watkins, but the question is that we have agreed, me and Josh have agreed, there's definitely 3 strikers. The question is now is whether you want it to be Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney. No pressure, by the way.
I mean, I think it's a situation, as I said, yes, Ollie Watkins' form has been abysmal this season, but there's more. I think it's more by how you look at it. It's more likely that he will pick up his form than Ivan Toney coming to the Premier League, and I get it if it all works out. Definitely is a better. You could sit and say he's one of the best finishers, and I'm still shocked to this day why he moves to Arabia. You're telling me no Premier League side won him. It was a crazy move for me. But yeah, I think if you've got 3 strikers, I think it's Ollie Watkins and Welbeck thing. I think because again with Ivan Toney, I think, for England though, if you look at it from England, he's had moments, but he hasn't been like spectacular for it. It's more his club form that's kind of got everyone like talking. But at least with Ollie Watkins, and you could sit there and say definitely for England, he's definitely performed. And obviously, I think Welbeck hasn't has a lot, but I think when he has been played, he's been all right. But so do I pick them two to maybe Ivan Toney? But again, this is all determined on the idea that he's going to stay in Saudi Arabia and just score there. Yeah. But if he comes to the Premier League and starts banging in all these goals, then it's different debate.
We'll edit this and then make it Ivan Toney.
I'll just put like a text across saying Stuart was wrong. Ivan Toney.
He's one to watch though. I think Toney really in January is the one to watch because I can't see him staying in Saudi. I think he's going to want to go to the World Cup.
Him and Kobe Mainoo. Three players. Him, Kobe Mainoo, lewis-skelly. Three players to watch this in the January transfer window, who could, if they get the right moves, who could break into the England side.
Just curious if you're going to talk about lewis-skelly. Where would you think he would go then? If you're going to say he's going to go and loan somewhere, where would you?
He needs to get the minutes because Timber has been sensational for Arsenal.
Was it Calafiori? He's not getting in like.
He ain't getting in over him in a minute. There is nowhere in that Arsenal defence you look at and go, oh, is availability there? Like, not really. But on form recently, no.
Where would the Prem like? Could you sit there and say, I don't know if it's like crazy, just think a club that's well run and kind of good thing. You sit in there looking at clubs like maybe like Brighton or Bournemouth or something like that, somewhere that's basically like they're good at developing good players.
He needs to go somewhere that he's going to still get European football. So, do you know where would be a good shout? Maybe Newcastle.
That's actually a really good shout. Actually, yeah.
Newcastle, but then Livramento may not get the minutes, but we'll have to see. But obviously, we could go on this for hours, of course. But
that's another debate because obviously there's going to be that talk of January transfer window predictions at some point, isn't it? It's coming up soon.
Yes, fast. But we'll leave it there. Obviously, we've got Harry Kane, Watkins, Welbeck, Saka, Bowen, Rashford, and Anthony Gordon to finish it off. Okay, so that is your squad, people. Obviously, I'm assuming Stu will put something on here as a big picture. So here it is, like that.
Yeah, I use my creative juices to make something looking really cool and stuff. So yeah, I try my best. But
yeah. Or should I drag it up from the bottom? Go like that. There we go.
This comes down. It comes down like that.
Yeah.
We'll find a way.
There we are. Right, but yeah. Let us know your thoughts, people. Honestly, it'd be great to hear if there's anyone we've missed, or what your thoughts are if we should have gone for a certain player instead. But firstly, have to say hats off to Josh. First podcast. Well done. Done really well.
Thank you.
So yeah, and but it is goodbye from us this week. We will be back next weekend after a brilliant, fantastic moment as the Premier League returns for 5 months solid.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
It's going to be lovely. But yeah, fingers crossed all the teams do well and everything. And we'll be back next weekend to discuss even more. All right. But take care, everyone. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Take care.